Hello people, my name is Rage, and welcome one and all to the next Hearthstone expansion, Blackrock Mountain new card discussion. This is always a very exciting time for Hearthstone, because whenever there's new cards put into the game, it's like a massive call goes out going, hey you, do you remember Hearthstone? Yeah, well, it's time to come be obsessed again, and you know, I am happy to answer that call because it is really goddamn fun. So let's have a look at the 31 new cards being added, discuss new mechanics, how they might be used, and really there's a lot of exciting things going on, so this should be very damn interesting. So the expansion is adding two major new things. Dragons as a archetype or tribal, depending on if you're Yu-Gi-Oh! Or you're Magic, and it is adding two new mechanics. The first mechanic is the if a condition in your hand is met, so if you are holding a dragon, or if you have no other cards in your hand, and the second one is lower the cost of this card for every minion that died this turn, which is a very interesting one, because playing cards early for cheap is one of the powerfulest things you can do in the game. So, now that we're aware of them, let's go over the cards. Blackwing Technician, a free mana 2/4, and if you're holding a dragon, gain +1/+1. So, I'm going to talk about the problem of 2 attack for 3 or more mana. It's terrible. 2 attack does not kill good early game drops. The Zombie Chow, the Priest card we're going to be looking at later. All of the free health cards that are kind of popular, or for example Haunted Creeper which just comes back, 2 attack's not really good enough for an early game drop to stop aggression. And then against control, 2 damage doesn't do enough of a dent to make it even worth using, so it kinda sucks. However, a free mana free 5, well, that is pretty damn good, because normally you'd pay 4 mana for that in the Violet Teacher. So effectively, if you are running a dragon deck, and you can be confident you're going to be holding a dragon, Blackwing Technician is a fantastic value card. If you're not holding a dragon, it's pretty damn terrible. So, Dragonkin Sorcerer, whenever you target this with a spell, gain +1/+1. As we said, free 5 is the kind of stats you expect for 4 mana, and when you target it with a spell, gain 1/1. I mean, it's nice, it's not crazy good, it's not crazy bad, it's just kind of okay. I feel like this card may be forgotten. It's not enough of an attack gain to be like a wombo combo, as well as being too high costed to start with, so you're not going to see like mana addict shenanigans, so really it's just kinda Hungry Dragon. This card is crazy. If it wasn't for the Shaman card that got added, this would be the best 4-drop in the game in my opinion. A 5/6 for 4 is incredible. 6 health is lovely, trades with a lot of things, only really dies to Fireball as straight damage removal, will sponge actual removal for 4 mana, making your late game drops better. It's just a good card. The drawback of summoning a random 1 cost doesn't really matter. You're likely to get a 1 health 1 cost, which you can deal with. Mages will love this card. It's a lot of good value, and really the negative just isn't that much of one. In fact, the negative can be a positive if you are holding cards that get reduced in cost for everything that you kill this turn, because it just gives you an extra thing to kill. So Hungry Dragon is powerful, and I bet we'll be seeing a lot of it. We really, really will. Blackwing Corruptor is a mini fire elemental. 4 health is terrible for 5 mana, but the battle cry is nice. Basically, you play this in a dragon deck if you're not Shaman, is how I look at it. There's not really much to it, and you can play it in Shaman to have basically 4 fire elementals, which is really powerful, but I'm not sure with this one. 4 health is really bad. There's a lot of ways to deal 4 damage, which is why June Maul Ogre never really took off. Dragonid Crusher is terrible. Not only does it get hit by Big Game Hunter, which likes to stop all of the fun, it requires your opponent to almost be dead to drop a 9/9 for 6 mana, and when your opponent is almost this dead, you're going to be late game anyway, where a cheap 9/9 doesn't really make a difference, because you might as well play an expensive 9/9. It kinda can work in maybe Zoo, say you've got them down to 15 by turn 4-5, they're stabilizing and then wham a 9/9, but it's a very much win more card and they're not tend to be that good. Volcanic Drake is very promising. The 4 health problem arises, however, imagine you are a hunter who has unleashed the hounds. The previous turn, Paladin has played Muster for Battle to stop your aggro. You play Unleash the Hounds, you trade all 3 of your hounds into the 1/1 tokens, everything is dead, and suddenly your Volcanic Drake is free. So not only do you gain board control, you gain a free 6/4 and continue beating face. This is a lot of potential in a lot of decks, and we'll probably see a lot of Volcanic Drakeage. Dragon Egg is really nice because it summons the 2/1 whelps, which are easy to die, so it does support the when things die it costs less mechanic, but 2/1s aren't that good, and I mean, it's kind of like Nerubian Egg, but a little bit worse. It's still very silenceable, you can still buff it and give it attack, it does cost less mana, and it can technically summon twice if it only gets hit a little bit, but I don't know, I think this is just a worse Nerubian Egg that's technically better if you need dragons. I'm very much on the fence about the egg. Grim Patron is a lot of fun, because when it takes damage, it summons another free, which means if, for example, Bouncing Blades is played, every time it pings a patron, another one summons, which then becomes a target for Bouncing Blades, so you will more than likely summon 7 of these guys if you manage to play Bouncing Blades with it, which is really good fun. And if you have a Warsong Commander on the field, they're going to keep getting charged, so they can keep taking damage, summoning another one, charging, taking damage, and you could kind of clear the board wombo combo. It may be a bit gimmicky, but it may see play, and it's kind of fun. Now for the neutral legendaries. Emperor Thessarian. Brokenly strong, ridiculous, the Doctor Boom of this expansion, the Lotheb of this expansion. It is a ridiculously strong card and will be played in 90% of decks. The ability to reduce every card in your hand's cost by 1 on the turn it is played is crazy strong. You basically, say you're holding 5 cards, he's just given you 5 extra mana not next turn, just permanently. It is so strong, the 5/5 body is not bad at all. It is crazy. Unless you are pure face aggro rush, you are putting this in your deck. It is ridiculous. Ren Blackhand, a big game hunter for legendaries if you're holding a dragon with 4 health for 7 mana. Terrible. Unless big, constant legendary decks come into play, he will not be played at all. Chromagus, 6/8, which is fantastic stats, dodges big game hunter, but still has a lot of health and enough attack to kill damn near everything, and when you draw a card, you get an extra version of that card. Very much a win more card like Kel'Thuzad, but is definitely more usable because it's a dragon, an expensive one that can just sit in your hand, activating holding dragon effects, and I think it might see some play because there's a lot of value. If you can play this on the same turn that you do draw a card, then it is 100% brilliant. Majordomo Executus. Not now, Executus! Bit of WoW humor for everyone watching. This card makes your hero Ragnaros, and literally the card Ragnaros. You go to 8 health, select your axis puts you to 15, you go to 8, and your hero power is 2 mana, deal 8 damage randomly, so you basically are literally Ragnaros. It's gimmicky, it's fun, it's a great card, but it's not terribly competitive. Yes, you can Alexstrasza your 8 health Ragnaros to 15, but that still requires surviving a turn. This may see play in Mage, where you can ice block and freeze and protect your low life total, but that's about it. Either way, it's a neat card. Nefarian. This card's either going to be in every deck going, or hardly at all. I feel like it's an either love it or hate it Marmite card. Add 2 random spells from your opponent to your hand is wonderful, because you could get double Fireball off a Mage, but you could also get double Totemic Might off a Shaman and be really upset and just concede. I love the card, I love the character, I think it's potentially brilliant, and I will definitely be trying out. In terms of legendaries then, I would say for neutral, well I mean there's only neutral, it goes Emperor, Chromagus, Nefarian, probably Rend, and then Executus. So there we go. Though Executus and Rend are way worse than the other 3, and Chromagus and Nefarian are way worse than Emperor. So let's move on, and this is what happens when you turn into Ragnaros. As I said, you gain 8 health, and you have that hero power. So let's have a look at the class cards. We have Druid of the Flame. This is a free mana, and it's either a 5/2 or a 2/5. Druids got shafted this expansion. That card is terrible. 5/2, it's 2 killable, pointless. 2/5, it's got 2 low attack, pointless. It's pointless. It's bad. Volcanic Lumberer? Oh man, you could play a 7/8 for like 4 mana if loads of things died, and then it can get big game hunted and black knighted? No, it's terrible, but it looks cool, and I imagine the golden version's pretty neat. And then Hunter. Quick shot, deal 3 damage, and if your hand is empty, draw a card. On paper, that's like, really? Really, you're supporting Face Hunter? Are you serious? But at the same time, when would you use this? If you draw it too early, or God forbid you draw both copies of this card, it's never going to be the last card in your hand. I think 1 copy of this may find its way into every aggressive hunter, and that's about it. It's not going to do a crazy amount. And then Core Ravager is okay. I mean, potentially a 4 mana 7/7, but that gets big game hunted, and if you're out of cards in your hand by turn 4, you're not doing that well, so I'm not sure with Hunter, honestly. Now, there are a lot of implications with a lot of these cards, but I'm giving you a very quick boom, 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 this is what they are, this is what I think, low down here, because I'm doing every card at once as opposed to cards as they came out. Dragon's Breath for the Mage, then. Deal 4 damage, and it costs 1 less for every minion that died this turn. At 5 mana, it's terrible. At 0 mana, it's broken OP, and adjust the scale yourself between. It's potentially okay. We'll see if Swarmy Mage becomes a thing. If it is, it's good. If not, it's not. Flamewalker, the 2 damage, again, terrible. However, the ability is really nice, because you play on turn 3, coin, arcane missiles, you have 5 damage randomly split, you've got a 2/4 body, that pretty much shuts down something like Zoo, which yes, isn't basically played anymore, but it has a lot of potential there, so depending on how the meta goes, Flamewalker is not bad. Paladins, getting the arguably best class card, though I'm partial to the Shaman one. We have Solemn Vigil, which is just really good, because of the 1/1 summoning, draw 2 cards and it costs 1 less for each minion. 2 things are dead, it's an Arcane Intellect. 3 things are dead, it's way better than Arcane Intellect, and you have got mad value off that. So, I think it's definitely worth playing just for muster for battle, honestly, because it's just very strong, and it's not a 4-cost card, so Paladins can definitely run it. Then Dragon Consort. A 5/5 for 5 is fine. Not brilliant, but fine. And then the next dragon you play costs 2 less. That's scary. You play this on turn 5, and then turn 6 play Cro-Magus? That is awesome. Like, it's a permanent innovate on a dragon when you want to use it, and there are a lot of big, powerful dragons. There will be Dragon Paladin, and there will be 2 Dragon Consorts, and it is very, very good. So over to the Priest then, we have the Twilight Whelp, which is great because in a lot of circumstances, it's a better Zombie Chow, and Zombie Chow is great at stopping aggro. Granted, though, you have to be holding a dragon, which makes you have to think, because say you're facing heavy aggro, and you draw your opening hand, you have Twilight Whelp, and you have, say, Alexstrasza or Cro-Magus on a Furion, which you're not going to be playing till very end game, and do not help you stop this aggro. However, it is a dragon, so it does activate Twilight Whelp. Do you keep it to get the 1 mana 2/3 like you need to stop this, or do you mulligan it in the hopes of getting a cheaper dragon to get the best of both worlds? It does make that decision happen, and I feel like that might hold it back. But either way, if you can play it as a 2/3, it is broken strong, and if you can't, it's pathetic. Resurrect is a bit fun. If you play a heavy-hitting, lots of powerful minion priest deck in a control match, Resurrect is pretty good value. 2 mana, summon, say, a 5+ cost mana card that died. That's pretty damn neat, but it's a little bit niche. To the Rogue then, choose a minion, shuffle 3 copies into your deck. This is interesting. On paper, it's incredible value. You're gaining 3 cards for 1, and you could get to choose what it is. Your opponent plays a nice minion, I'm having 3 copies of that. But the thing is, because you don't get to choose when you draw them, you may be like, oh, I need Eviscerate here, and then you draw your Gang Up minion. But this card does go a long way towards making Control-y Rogue more of a thing, and I think we may see some exciting things with Gang Up. Dark Iron Skulker is a SI7 battle cry. No, basically it's a backstab, I guess, to everything when it's played, which for 5 mana is okay. 4/3 is pathetic, though. It will die to everything, even some 1-drops, and it's an expensive card for that. And really, at turn 5, Is doing 2 damage to the meaty 5+ drops that are going to be there that worth it, honestly? I don't think that it is. And if you're facing an aggro-y deck, turn 5 is too late to be stopping the flow of damage, so I think Skulker may have to go Skulk away into the shadows, because I doubt it will see play. And then Shaman. I love Shaman. You know I love Shaman. Best 4-drop in the game now, Fireguard Destroyer. Love it! It is worth the overload by a mile. Even as a free 6, it would not be terrible, but you are guaranteed at least a 4/6 for 4 mana, which is glorious. If you can get a 5/6, brilliant. 6/6, amazing. 7/6, it gets big game hunted now, but they've big game hunted a 4-drop. Great, that's one less big game hunter my late game things are going to destroy. This card isn't terribly exciting, but it is brilliant, and that in itself is exciting. Lava Shock, 2 mana, deal 2 damage. Kind of bad, you expect free damage for 2 mana, however, it unlocks your overloaded mana crystals. So say I have 5 mana, 3 of them are locked, and I play Lava Shock. I've now basically gained 1 mana as an innovate as well as 2 damage, which is fantastic value. And then the thing is with this card, it doesn't just unlock the crystals on your current turn, it unlocks the crystals for your next turn as well. So say you start your turn, 7 mana, 2 are locked. You play Feral Spirit, which now puts you on 2 mana. You've got 2 mana still locked this turn and 2 mana locked next turn. You play Lava Shock, it frees up the 2 this turn and the 2 next turn, meaning you can now do more this turn and next turn, so you got to play the Feral Spirit for free. That is pretty good in a scenario that can happen pretty often. This may be enough to bring back Unbound Elemental and a proper Overload Shaman deck. I'm excited for it. Imp Gang Boss then. Whenever it takes damage, summon a 1/1 Imp. Not bad, honestly. The 2 damage problem arises, but the effect is good enough. It supports when things die, your cards are cheaper mechanic, and we may see that in Warlock. There's not much to be said about this. Demon Wrath, deal 2 damage to all non-demons. Blizzard's still trying to make pure Demon Lock a thing, and they are getting towards that. They really are. Demon Wrath is kind of just okay. And then finally for the Warrior, we have the Axe Flinger. Whenever this minion takes damage, deal 2 damage to enemy hero. It's kind of okay, I mean, it's a little bit specific, honestly. If it was 2 damage to a random enemy, it would be really good, but as it is, I don't think it's good enough. Revenge is a joke. It's a whirlwind that costs an extra mana, and if you have 12 or less health, deal 3 damage. Oh, great, brilliant, yeah, can do 3 damage to all of the massive endgame drops that are killing me past 12 health. Wonderful. Its only real use is, I guess, something like Zoo or Face Hunter has got me to 12 health on turn 4. I play Revenge and kill everything they have. Great, now they finish me with spells and weapons. Wonderful. Warrior and Druid got kinda shafted, honestly. Followed by Rogue, I would say, then Hunter, then Mage, then Warlock, then Priest, then Shaman, then Paladin, if I had to rank it. So there you go, guys. That is everything Blackrock Mountain. You can expect videos from me on pretty much everything, honestly. And it's going to be wonderful. So I hope you enjoyed this, and of course there'll be more fun, less theory-focused videos in the future. Either way, we're going to have a lot of fun Hearthstone at times coming up. My name has been RageGamingVideos. Like, if you've enjoyed this, it really does help, and I do appreciate it. And subscribe for more. Goodbye.